little splotch on the wall, Shaun.
It's okay. Say we're getting ready to set up. We're going to paint, but I just wanted to get started.
Hi, everyone. Oh, my gosh. This is so exciting. Welcome to my first live. I am trying to figure out a couple of things. It's our first time going live. But I wonder why.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah. You're probably going to have to mute me.
I was just making sure you had volume.
Hi, Alina. Oh, my gosh. I am so excited.
To get a new camera.
Yeah, Shaun doesn't like my lighting. I wish I could see myself. For some reason, I can't see it on my screen that has my camera. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Welcome to my live. We are going to get started in a few minutes. Welcome to your real bestie that you never knew you needed. Let me just kind of set some of the stuff up here. There we go. All right. This is so exciting. I actually kind of scripted out a few things just to make sure we had enough content to cover. But as you see, there's a little paint swatch on the wall. That's because we were supposed to paint my walls, but we never got to it. So we were hoping that we would go live so that you can see our progress. So where I'm starting now and where we hope to be. We figured, what's the point of doing all of it? And then it just be perfect for you guys so you can see my growth. So if you have any questions, let me know. But I just want to say I'm your new bestie, your real bestie. And I kind of came up with that because I was like, how can I incorporate like real estate and law together? And that's how I got the initials. We were first going to start off and it was going to be your law and land bestie, or your law and land friend or something like that, but it just didn't have a ring to it, especially with the land. So Shaun said, Shaun is my husband, by the way, and he's here. And so we just weren't in love, and then I just kept praying, and then one night I just came up with the name, and so that's how we got your real bestie. Today we have so much to talk about, and I'm sorry. Oh, that's okay. We're just getting started. Maybe I should stop. What do you guys think? What is there to talk about? We have so much to cover. Isn't this so crazy today, you guys, that I'm doing this? It's one of those things where like God's been putting this on my heart to do something like this, to step out of the zone of things that I'm familiar with. And I just feel like, I just had to pray on it. And I just said, I'll never be ready and things will never be right. I might as well just go ahead and try it. It's one of those things where like I'm opening up and being obedient, and I'm hoping that it works out. And if it doesn't, hey, at least I tried, right? Another thing under my belt. Ooh, we have another viewer. Let's see. I wonder if there's a way for me to see you. There isn't. But make sure you say hello. I'm going to write hello in our group. Okay. It's only 102. Maybe I'll actually start at 103, kind of let people in. I could see your comments. So if you are wanting to ask a question or you just want to say hi, I could see our chat. So feel free to say something to me. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and wait for people to roll in. I don't know. Shaun is asking if this rolls out to Facebook. I don't think it does. I don't have it linked. Yeah. What's for lunch? I had a banana and a part of a waffle. How about you? And I think Shaun had a bar. Did you have a bar, Shaun?
I did.
Who's the third person that's here? Can you say hello? I can't click on it. Shaun had one of his favorite bars. We have so much to cover today. I mean, just some random funny stuff. I don't really have a market update. I was hoping real estate market update. I was hoping to get caught up with all of my real estate, but I didn't, but I will next time. And then I think what we're going to try to do is we are going to try to do like my true crime, my law stuff on a separate video. So that way, if somebody just wants to come in and kind of get caught up on the day with a case, such as the Alec Murdaugh case, they could just watch that video. And then this is just like fun stuff that we're just going to talk about. Lena says those are all binders back there. It does look like a law office. It is a law office. Ah. Oh, Lena had Chinese beef with rice. All right. Okay. Well, you know what? I say let's begin. We lost our friend. Okay. All right. Oh, it's Rachel. It's Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Thanks for joining us. Thanks. Love you so much. Okay. So, well, welcome to my new channel. I'm your new real bestie that you didn't know you needed or wanted. How I came up with the name is that I wanted to do something that dealt with real estate and law, but also, my life. So I'm definitely going to include that and kind of make it fun and all of the life lessons that I've learned. I'm so into podcasts. I'm really into reading. I just feel like I would love to share anything that has helped me and share it with all of my friends. So I came up with the name REAL, like REAL, because it stands for the acronyms or abbreviations, real estate and law. So that's just how I came up with my name. So we have so much to talk about. And I want you to know that this channel is as much as my channel as it is your channel. So you definitely have to guide me on like what you would like me to talk about, what you would like for me to cover. Some cases are not being covered by other people who are, I'm talking about law cases that are currently in court and through trial. They're not really being covered by other people, other YouTubers. So if you want me to cover those, just let me know. But I'm here to talk about almost anything. And I do talk a lot. And that's honestly one of the reasons why Shaun married me, because I talk so much. Isn't it true, Shaun?
It is true.
We are definitely going to improve on everything that you see here. I'm probably going to get a real mic and I'm going to get a real webcam or camera. We have all the lighting from Shaun. Shaun used to be a photographer. So we have all the lighting. We just need to get that squared away. And then we'll definitely need to clean all this up. But we figured we'd take you on a ride with us so that you could see the before and after, because I think it's always fun to see YouTubers or those who you follow kind of like improve. It's always exciting. So I think this would be so great for you guys to see my journey. So up first, I really want to just talk about really quick to kind of get some things out of the way is a quick real estate update. This week there's an increase in interest rates, and with everything perfect, like a 740 credit score with everything being grade A, you're probably looking at, I think it was like 6.01 national average for a 30-year and a 5.14% interest rate for 15-year loan. Just wanted to say that. But a funny thing that's I'm just going to set aside is, all of that legalese or, all of that technical stuff is, I closed escrow and I got an envelope. It's probably, I don't know if I should like expose them, but what the heck, they probably want to improve on it. So I closed escrow and then, we really get excited. We get a check. And then Shaun says, hey, look, it says losing agent. Losing. You guys, who wants to lose here? We're not about that here. We're all about winning. And so that was really interesting to me. It's actually closing agent. And so I don't know if that was supposed to be like a C or that's a C. But like maybe there's like a colored C that just didn't get printed out.
Yeah, I think it's cut off.
Where? Right here? Yeah, I definitely, sorry that you could see their information, but I definitely would advise them to kind of fix their mailer because nobody wants to lose, right? That is so crazy. Okay, so that was funny. And then I talked about my true crime, which I might do, but I think that's a lot of technical stuff that is really involved with doing a civil case or a criminal case and trying to do a live YouTube. I think I need to get a program where I can like um screen or play the case so then I can comment. So it's like more like a commentary. Um So definitely I'm going to work on that, but in the meantime, we're not going to cover that today. So today, it's just so funny how God is. I was saying how, I'm just kind of doing things because I feel like it was put in my heart. I prayed on it. I'm going to go ahead and do what I feel that is God is sharing with me and for me to do. Today I got really sad the past couple of days. I've been okay. And for those who don't know, we had lost our son, Shay, baby Shay. We had a stillbirth um, back on November 3rd of 2022. So it's been really tough on me, and I really am so supportive of all my friends who've been there to kind of encourage me, to pray for me, to speak inspiring words. And so I really appreciate all of your support. It's funny because I picked today. It's Friday, right? So yay, woohoo, end of the week. We're so excited to have another day at life. But today would have been his third month if he was alive. So he passed away from trisomy 18. And I'm glad I have an answer because it was tough. I was thinking like, what did I do wrong? Did I not eat well? Or, because we kind of knew he was sick just due to some blood tests, but I didn't do an official test through it's called the amniocentesis. It's through the belly. I just felt like whether or not I knew, I would still carry the baby to term because it wasn't my choice to take my baby's life. And I prayed to God that if he was sick, that it would be okay for God to take him. So from his suffering. So I think this topic deserves its own video. And when I'm ready to make it, Shaun and I will go ahead and sit down and kind of share about our experience and about losing a baby who is stillborn and like how do we move forward. We're still grieving through it. They say grief comes in waves. And so I have good days and I have bad days in the past, like 2 to 3 days. It's been really tough. And I think it gets triggered when I'm dealing with something else that's tough. So if I'm dealing with trouble with it, whether it's a case or an involvement in groups that I'm in and where it gets really difficult, I don't know why. And I'll have to get counseling because I do recommend counseling. Mental health is really important. Um, I'll go and kind of, it'll trigger sad feelings of like hopelessness and like despair, disappointment. So all those things have been really tough for me, but just want to say like, hey, I'm starting something new, and it would have been his third month, and I think maybe it'll give me like 1 year from now, we can look back at this video and say like, this is where I was, but hopefully in a year from now, I'll be in a better space and place. But I just wanted to share that with you. So thank you so much for writing such sweet messages to me. I really appreciate you guys. You guys know how tough it's been for me. Um, so moving on, I love listening to a lot of podcasts, and I love just, listening to things on YouTube. I'm a very old soul and I would get very deep. So I love listening to Sadie Robinson Huff. She has a podcast um, called Wow. Like, wow, it's so good. So she always starts off asking her guests what's the best piece of advice that they've ever received. And I just think like, gosh, I love that question. However, I would change it because I think that the best lesson, like the best piece of advice could be applicable to your season that you're in. So what may work for you now may be the best piece of advice during this time, but let's say something happens in the future, it may be you might need a different type of wisdom or quote or Bible verse, like some scripture that's going to carry you through. And so for me, if I think for me, and I'm going to ask, I don't know if Shaun, are you ready for that question? If I asked you?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go first. I'm going to go first and I'm going to share my best piece of advice that I've ever received for this season. I think that I would say it would be to trust God. So the background is I used to be a super type A personality. Like I had a chart and I loved one of those little daily planners. And I would get like the horizontal ones. So like every day I would have all my goals that I wanted to achieve and I would check them off. And every single time I didn't achieve those goals, I would be super disappointed in myself. And I would be bummed. And I'm like, oh, I didn't use my time efficiently. Um, and that's just how I worked. I was like, goals that I wanted to achieve. I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. And I mapped out my whole entire life since I was probably 5. Um, so I love to plan and I love to get those things done. It was just very satisfactory when I was able to check it off. And, and when I had an assignment, okay, so this is me. And I know if you know me, you know this is true. It's like I get an assignment and I go for extra credit, like hands down. We are going to go all out and give our best. And that's just how I work with myself. Like I give myself that added pressure and stress, which I don't even understand why I do it, but I just feel like I have a lot of creativity. I'm just so inspired to do well and to share what given me, which is being really creative. And so I will go all out and do everything I can. So extra credit was my name. Um, but then I realized later on in my life that trying to do everything and hitting all my markers and all that, it wasn't really within my control because, a lot of times you try to do things and like wouldn't work out. And then I would be sad and then I would be hurt. I would feel like a loser. And so for me, I felt like maybe I'm not in control. And I started to learn that the universe has its own vibrations and really who's in control. If you believe in the universe, you say the universe is in control. If you believe in God, you say God's in control. And that's kind of what I've learned is like, I really just have to trust God. So, on the point of what we were talking about, our son, Shay, who had passed away, it's like, I kind of have to trust God that that experience, even though it's very painful and very painful for me because I had a vertical and a horizontal cesarean. I share that to say that is very tough. Okay. Especially when you're older, the recovery is very hard. And how I look like, I'm not very happy about. Um, and to go through all of that, a physical like a delivery and not have a baby in your arms is very, very sad. And it's very, very hard. So if I try to control all this and say and be upset, at God for like totally what I had envisioned was just stripped away from me, right? The disappointment um that was involved. But I'm going to take it as in God's in control because I feel like through this experience I've been more compassionate. I've been more loving. Like I'm already a loving person. If you know me, if you know where my heart is, you know that I will always give and I go be above and beyond. I'm always available. I always tell people like I'm only a phone call away. Like legit, I'm always there for you. And so I feel like, okay, I lost my son, or we lost our son. And, but what did I gain? Which is, I gained a whole community of friends that I am so grateful for because the people who I thought would be there for me, and you always hear this, right? The people who I thought would be there for me ended up not being there for me. Um, and then the people are who I totally didn't think would show up ended up showing up. And I was like, some of my clients from like 10 years ago. And I know it's like really awkward for me to say, but even a boyfriend from high school showed up. Like so strange that all of this kind of happened, but God really showed me that he's there and he's listening and he's holding my hand through this all. So I'm not alone. And just having the support that I've had with my friends and my acquaintances um, it's just has been so amazing. And so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna put my faith in God, and I know everything's going to work out. I'm not going to ask when and what and how and why, because those questions are just going to be answered by me living daily. So that's just what I'm going to do. So, with that said, definitely, trust the universe, trust God. It's definitely helped me to get to a better space that I am where I am today. And I'm going to ask Shaun. I don't know if you can hear him. So Shaun,
Yes.
he's going to come closer. But so our theme about this show and what we're going to try to do is I love watching like a radio show where there's the host and then you got the producer like in the background and he's always like giving some information. And so I figured Shaun is going to be that invisible person that's going to speak from behind the screen. Unless one day when we sit down, we actually do like a true podcast. He's going to be my producer, which he already is. But okay, Shaun, tell me, what is your best piece of advice that you've ever received for this season?
Well, I had something else in mind, but you just said
You
yours.
can have, hold on. Can you guys hear him? Okay, go ahead, speak, Shaun.
Yes.
I think you're going to have to speak up.
Okay. They should be able to hear me.
Okay. Okay, they can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you're saying for this season, I didn't know you were going to say that, but then I had my
For life?
during Shay. No, the trust Jesus.
Oh, you had the same one.
I did. So we were, right after we found out, the same day we found out that he had trisomy 18 possibly.
Well, possibly, because we weren't sure through the blood
Yes.
test. Okay, you have to check it through your stomach, and then the chances of like miscarriage and things that could happen that can go wrong. It's slim, but I just didn't want to risk it.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
So we didn't do the official test. Okay, so what happened?
So that same day we were driving somewhere and the signs are always on the freeway that say things about Jesus, but for some reason that day the trust Jesus sign was, we drove under, and as we did, it was like everything else was blocked out. Like
It's tunnel vision, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like everything else seemed blurry and all I could see was the sign. So I took that as I needed to trust Jesus. At the time I thought it was because everything was going to be okay, but
yeah,
I still am trusting that
it's gonna work out.
Yeah, there's a purpose.
Yeah, I do agree too. I think our love for each other like strengthened, and we realized like how we could carry this season together as a couple. I think that's really important. And it's so important to have a community, a spouse, a partner. So, yeah, I think that did carry you through that season because you would always mention it to me.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
That was very sweet. Okay, so Lena says, I think we all have a bit of track record with Jesus, and having that track record helps us remember he is faithful. That is very true. He is forever faithful. So, and I'm such a spiritual person, and so, I hope that you share on my journey, and if you're ever really curious about anything, feel free to reach out to me. You can message me. There's my contact, I'm sure, on YouTube, or you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. My name is Katie Bayliss. For Instagram, it's Katie B _ your real bestie. That's probably the best place to reach me. But hey, you know what? We're going to do something fun right now. We are going to open a gift from one of my besties. I received this yesterday and I saved it to share it with you guys. It says, ooh, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. It was delayed.
It was delayed. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Katie. Enjoy your gift. Hoping this pre-order didn't take too long. Okay, so you kind of know what it is. I think I know what it is because I created a wish list and I shared it with those who asked me. What I do is I'll get people's wish list, and one of my friends, Jennifer, sends me her wish list, and she updates it. Or she sent me her wish list one year, and then she continuously updates it throughout the year. And so I have her wish list. I always go back, and if it's her birthday, I'm like, okay, check. So easy. Ship it to her house. Off of Amazon. It's easy. And then for Christmas, she's just like updating things throughout the year. So then Christmas comes and I'm like, oh, I don't even have to ask her for her wish list. I'm going to go ahead and just check. And then I ship to her house. So this year I decided I'm going to do that. And so for anyone who's smart enough, you can go back and visit my wish list and get an update because I probably keep updating. There's things that like I wouldn't necessarily buy for myself. Unless I really needed it, but there's just some things like, oh, this would be so cool to have. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wish list. Lena says wish list is where gifting is at. Totally. Lena just send me wish lists, but I don't order through there all the time. Sorry. I'll get better at that. Okay, so this one is through my bestie, and we're gonna open it. Super cute. It came in the mail. It came in Amazon box. Shaun thought it was for me. I mean, for us. So, like, not something that I ordered, but it was actually a gift. So let's see. Oh, awesome. It is gift wrap, tissue wrap. That's cool. I didn't know they did that. That's really neat. Okay. So, and you know what? My nose is running, you guys. I'm sweating in here. Becoming free indeed. My story of disentangling faith from fear. I love this from Ginger Duggar Ovolo. This is awesome. Okay, so this was on my wish list. Thank you so much. It was a pre-order. I kind of was just thinking like, no one's gonna get it for me, but then I forgot that it's a pre-order. So when Christmas came and I didn't get the book, I was like, that's the only thing that I didn't get from the list that I had sent. But again, it was because it's just released. I'm really looking forward to reading from this. So if you guys are not familiar with who Ginger is one of 19 siblings from the show, the TLC show, 19 Kids and Counting. Then there was some charges that had come out with one of the brothers who had done something to the siblings and to other people, but I think it was mainly to the girls of the family. And so TLC took the show 19 Kids and Counting off air and then started counting on, which I don't even know if it's still on. It's hard to follow. I don't have cable anymore. Nowadays with like Hulu and we have PureFlix. What else do we have, Shaun? Disney Plus, all those, like, we don't really watch the cable shows. So, but basically the story comes from their like faith-based family. They have lots of rules. Notice that she's wearing pants. So one of the rules for their family that was set by the father was that women were to wear dresses only, and they could not wear pants. So it's one of her rebellious things that she's been doing. But I'm interested to read it. I'm a little scared, to be honest with you, about reading this book because I'm not sure what she's going to say about her family. And yeah, I definitely talk about later, maybe once I start diving into it. Hey, this could be a book club, something that we can cover. But I'm a little bit scared about the things that she's going to say. And I don't know how it would affect the dynamic of her family. Because I could see that the father did a lot of things out of love, but it could be misconstrued. So like it goes so deep, and we'll have to set aside a day where we're just actually talking about this book. But thank you so much. I am so excited about reading this. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I have so many books though. I think this is a great book and it just happens to be on my desk. If you guys don't have this book, Michael Todd, Relationship Goals, I think this is so important. I think you have to get yourself together prior to getting into a relationship. I think you have to figure out what is it that you want for yourself as well as your spouse before you start dating. I think having clarity, having your desires, straighten out prior to kind of getting into a relationship, because you can get all tangled up, like emotions and feelings. And, you guys are going to figure out everything else in our lives. But one thing's between Shaun and I was like, and Shaun's like probably getting nervous, but, we made it to be where we were going to get to know each other first prior to doing anything. So I think that was important. It was one of those things where I just, in life, you just learn. And we set a goal where we had to get to know each other. And bye, Rachel. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time. And hey, we're about 30 minutes. I probably have about another 5 minutes just to chat. And then if you guys can do me a favor and share and kind of let me know what you guys think too, that would be awesome. But that book is good. And then this one too. I'm totally obsessed with Sadie Robinson Huff. live on purpose. And that's my goal too, is to kind of share with you guys and hopefully inspire you to live on purpose. One of the things that I've been struggling with personally is that, I get involved in these groups where I volunteer my time. And it's multiple groups, so it's not particular one. And, I'm such a stickler because I'm an attorney. So, I like to follow rules. And sometimes when I make a comment, sometimes people take it the wrong way. Like, oh my God, she's so just stickler and she's so strict and but you have to understand that I come from a perspective where I have to, as an attorney, we're held to a higher standard. So our ethics really count against us. So we always have to present ourselves properly. Wait, actually, keep that thought in mind about what I'm about to share, like what I was just talking about. But okay, so funny thing, I just want to talk about court. I'm going to?
No, I'm just laughing that you switched.
Okay, I'm switching subjects because you're talking about law. Okay, we'll talk about the other subject that I just mentioned later on. But let me talk about me appearing for court yesterday. Okay. So, as attorneys, I'm an attorney in case you haven't figured it out. Sorry. And I'm also a broker. So I have a law firm and I'll tell about you what I practice later, and I also own a brokerage for real estate. So I was asked to do a special appearance for someone yesterday because as attorneys, judges pick court dates, and sometimes we think we're available and then a conflict comes up, whether a conflict comes up later on and another hearing says this is the only day that you can come in, so you have to get coverage on the pre-chosen date for you already. And you really usually have a lot of time. You get 3 months notice that this is the court date. Well, I was asked to help someone out and appear. So I'm like, not a big deal. I'll go and show up. Every single time I go to court, though, I can tell you, like, I'm sweating bullets. Like, oh my God, I never know what the judge is going to say because they're tough. They are so, so tough. So I appeared in court and I noticed the sign while I'm waiting. It says, I've checked in and everything. And then it was via Zoom. So I checked in and it's like the first time that I said, you better be, doesn't say it like that, but please be dressed appropriately for court. So I'm like, Shaun, give me my blazer. So I put on my blazer because I already had a fancy shirt on, but I put my blazer just in case. So I'm seeing the judge basically, talk to everybody and discipline them about not being dressed appropriately. For men, they were wearing button-up shirts, but they were not they didn't have a tie on and they didn't have a suit jacket on. So he reprimanded everyone who appeared and wasn't prepared. And most of the women, we were prepared. But then came me. Okay, so he didn't say anything about my outfit. There's no way. Totally, makeup, jacket, because it's a professional showing respect to the court. Okay. So I appear and he starts asking me questions. And I didn't have the answers. I wasn't told the super details. I thought I was just asking for a continuance, which means, hey, judge, I'm specially appearing for someone. I'm telling you this information that they told me, which was I was regurgitating information I was telling them, and I was telling them something was filed. But oh my God, he hammered me so bad. He scolded me about not knowing about the case. How could I appear? He just kept going on. And funny thing at the end, by the way, so I'm like always stressed about appearing because they can give you a hard time. And I literally was telling myself this time, why am I so worried? Like nothing's going to happen. He's just going to grant us a continuance. Like it's not a big deal. Oh no, he was mad. So what he said to me was that the attorney that I appeared for better get me good coffee. And he's like, not any kind of coffee we're talking about. He's like, we're not talking about Starbucks. I'm talking about good dripping coffee because he said toasting. I think he meant roasting. He's like, because I'm toasting you right now about what has happened in this case. He runs through the whole case. He gives me the synopsis of what's happened. And then he says, I demand the attorney to appear next week at 1:30. And I was like, oh, I never had this before. Like, this is terrible. So it's just to show you that, hey, like I'm super bubbly. Um, I'm very excited about life, but life can be tough. And it's been a tough road for me. That's okay. I'll figure this out. But just to make sure, hey, when you appear for court, whether it's your personal case or you happen to be there, please dress nicely and know your file. I didn't know my file. I was appearing, totally thought it was easy, but didn't work out. So that was that. Um, but okay, so back to this my script. I want to say we need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm about 700 right now. So I would love your help to kind of share the news and spread. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And in the future, when we hit our goals, I hope to be able to have some type of membership or some type of um, where we can have more intimate time together. So I'm really looking forward to that. And when we get to 1,000 subscribers, I would love to do a prize. I don't know what we should do. So I'm up for it. Whatever you suggest, I'm happy to consider it. So if you have any ideas for a gift and how to go about it, I'm assuming a raffle to reach our goal of 1,000 when we reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers, I would love for you to join to let me know. Okay. Someone bring him good coffee next time. Yes. To the judge. Yes. I mean, I totally understand. I think it can be perceived as disrespectful for not being prepared for court. So I think you have a good point there. All right. So then last thing, is that's all that I have for today. So we did it in 36 minutes or so. Thank you for joining me in. If you are not here live, that's okay. You could be a part of my rewatch crew. And if so, just, leave a comment. Thumbs up. Hey, sure. Lena says, do I get extra entries for being on your first live ever? Yes. Of course. Of course. Hey, we're making the rules here anyways, because it's just us. So I just want to leave to say, like, hey, we all are journeying through life and we all have our own burdens. But we're not alone. Know that even through the disappointments, and the sadness that you're going through, and sometimes you're questioning yourself if you're doing the right thing. Even for myself, I'm not prepared. I mean, look at my wall, come on. Like, I've had that swatch on there for 3 years, I think 2.5 since I moved in to this house. And it still hasn't, because now with Zoom, I bought a wallpaper, so it looks like I have books behind me. But I'm just showing up, and sometimes that's all that matters, is to show up and show people that you care and that you love them. It probably means a lot for me just seeing people, friends and people who give me a hug. Um, I realized, like, wow, that was nice. Like, I really needed that hug and I didn't even realize it. Or someone who says, wow, Katie, like, you look really well put together, considering everything that I'm going through. Or someone says, oh, I really love your makeup. It's like the littlest compliments really can change someone's day. So I encourage you to keep moving on, keep doing your thing, keep showing up, be nice, give compliments. Um, whatever you put out, in the universe, uh, it really can change someone. And I don't think I would be able to be here today without all the love that I received through the loss of our son. And just through everything that I've gone through, I mean, we have another day where we'll talk about KDB Cosmetics and where it's gone, and how that losing the company was really truly a peeling of an onion for me, because it didn't just like end. I wish I could just you could just shut down a business and say bye, see you later. But to shut down a true corporation or a business, sorry, it really required undoing everything, right? Undoing your books, going through that, letting people know. So it was a moment where I was like, I identified myself so much as an artist. I mean, I was a celebrity makeup artist, you know? I had such a wonderful life. I lived that lifestyle on the road, and we were able to buy like a few of our first homes as an artist. It's unbelievable because that's against what I feel like for me, the Asian parents, like what they would want. They wanted me to be an attorney or a doctor. Um, and so, having to let that go was tough. And so I want to be able to share that journey with you guys on another episode of our show. And maybe I'll go live. I don't know. My goal is to go live almost every single day. That would be ultimately my goal, but maybe not. Maybe we're going to do podcasts, Do I speak sponsorships? Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. So you guys guide me, help me, but stay the course and know that God is with you and he's going to support you. Okay. Last thing, last funny thing. Okay. I know Sean's like, gosh, you keep saying it. Hold on. Okay, thank you, Lena. You never fail to impress. Anonymous Lisa sending you virtual hugs. Thank you, anonymously. Lena, yeah, and all those loyal customers that depend on your products. Where will I find my ultimate foundation stick and powder? I know. And I've been switching out products and I am breaking out. So it's been a really tough transition for me to try other products. I had been using our products for, I don't know, over 10 years, and I had flawless skin. But if you really look now, look, it's not the same. And so I don't know what I'm going to do. It was such a great brand that it was professional products, but it was healthy for your skin. It had mineral ingredients, didn't have any of the harsh chemicals. And so that's how we had our Logan Beauty Plus benefits. Of course, the BB because my last name Bayless. But yeah, I've been having a tough time transitioning out. But the one thing that I was gonna say, and then I forgot. I forgot I was gonna talk about. Yeah, I totally forgot. Oh, well. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed our show, our live. Uh, Please share the word. We have lots to talk about. So many things that happen on a daily basis. Some funny stuff, some sad stuff, some really detailed stuff. Um, and maybe you'll catch Sean and I on a live doing a breakdown of a current case in trial. We just have so much input, and everybody always asks me, especially when the Johnny Depp case was an Amber Heard case was going on. Everyone was writing to me saying, "I want to know your insight." Um, and so I can't do it. I can't chat about it. I don't know much, and but I'm gonna give it a try. So stay tuned. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your love. I'm praying for you guys. You guys pray for me too and my family. All right, you guys. Love you so much. Catch you next time. Bye.